Welcome to our Believers Craft Fair Vendor Event Training video here. I'm Julie Lillicup, and I'm joined by Pat Lacey, Cindy Stevens, and Nichole, I'm going to say Gieselman. I always say it wrong, but we're going to go Gieselman. You all know who I'm talking about. We're all here tonight, and we're going to give you a couple of tips on how to work a craft fair and a vendor event. So we're going to actually start off with Nichole, and she's going to start at the very beginning of where do you even find a vendor event and what questions do you ask when you're interested in working that event. So I'm going to turn it over to Nichole.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for watching here tonight. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to go over where do you find these events? Where do you even begin to think of where do we find these? My biggest thing is I've been finding a lot of them on Facebook lately in the past several years of being in business now for 6 years. And you can also find these in your local newspapers as well. Now, of course, you're going to want to have questions for the coordinator. Your questions for the coordinator should just simply be, what is the fee? These will usually range anywhere between sometimes $10 to sometimes as high as $100. So you'll want to ask that simple question of, is there a fee? And then there's also going to be sometimes they want a donation such as like a door prize or something like that. So ask what type of door prize they expect, and sometimes there's a amount of a door prize that you want to relay as well, and how much they expect you to donate. The other question you'd want to ask the coordinator of this event is, what is the expected flow of people? How many people have come in the past if this event was held in the past? What to expect of the flow? Is there going to be 10 people there, or is there going to be 300 people there? That's a big question you always want to make sure that you ask so that you are prepared with all of the products and everything that you're going to need for this event. Another big question is how is this advertised? How are they advertising? Are they advertising in the newspaper? Are they advertising it through Facebook, putting posters around town, or what? How is this simply being advertised to get the word out there about this event that they're doing? Will there be table and chairs provided? Is there going to be any kind of table for you to set up on, or do you going to need your own table? Will food and drink be available for sale so that you're aware of what you're going to need to take along for the day? And always, what is the parking situation so that you know what the parking is going to be like when you get there then as well. So those are the biggest couple of things that I could think of right now that you would want to make sure that you ask the coordinator in the end, and to be able to look for these events for yourself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to hand this over to Miss Pat Lacey, and she's going to talk all about appearance. So go ahead, take it away, Pat.
Hey guys, so very happy that you're with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk, my segment's about your appearance. The most important thing that you need to remember is that you are representing Pampered Chef. You are representing yourself, obviously, but remember, you are part of the big Pampered Chef family, and we want to present ourselves in a very nice manner, okay? You have to make sure you wear something nice, but a real important part is to wear comfortable shoes. A lot of questions come about aprons. Do you want to wear your apron or do you not? It's personal preference. It's totally up to you. I like to wear my apron specifically because you have your pockets where you can keep your pens and you can keep your literature that you're going to be giving out. So that's a really good idea in my opinion. We want to talk about our space. Not only do we want our personal appearance to look nice, but we want to make sure our space is not cluttered. Don't have cups and bags and all kinds of stuff on your table. You certainly are going to need to drink and eat throughout the day. Just make sure your table's nice and neat. Make sure your tablecloth is clean. The other thing you want to make sure you do, you're gonna laugh, but it's true. You're going to be talking to a lot of people throughout the day, so bring your water. And I always suggest taking a few mints because you're talking so much and you're in people's faces, for lack of better ways of putting that. So you want to, you don't want them to back away from you. Sorry, silly, I can't help it. Anyway, okay, the thing, paperwork to bring. You offer them recipes as they're walking by. I take a paper recipe. On one side, it has the recipe, and on the other side, it has contact information that allows you to, so people know, obviously, you want them to be able to contact you. So you need to get your information out there to them. The other thing I take are mini catalogs. They come in packs of 25. You can buy them. I take along the drawing slips with the surveys, so they can fill out their drawing slips so you know their interest level. You want to be sure that you know what you can help them with, because we're here to service our customers and we can't help them if we don't know what they need, right? Take along some full-size catalogs. Now, please listen to me here. Do not give them to every single person that walks by, because it's nothing more frustrating than spending your hard-earned money that you're working very hard to earn and see somebody throw your catalog away at the next trash can down the road. Don't do it. You can give them a mini catalog. They can look on the interactive catalog on mine. You don't need to do that. If they book a show, then obviously be ready and give them a host packet. But don't just willy-nilly give everybody a catalog. Okay? You want to take along order forms. And then you want to, if you're like me, you want to take a calculator, because I fat finger my phone every time. And then if you happen to have them, take along some business cards. Okay, and that is what I have on appearance. And I see that I would like to turn it back over to Nichole for just 1 second. Nichole has something to add.
I wasn't quite sure if you had mentioned drawing slips.
I thought I did, but perhaps I missed that. That is extremely important. We definitely want drawing slips, that is where they're going to actually fill out the drawing slip. And the suggested prize for a drawing is a free cooking show. What you do is you take along the food to prepare the recipe for that cooking show. So then that is what your prize is, and that helps people along. Thank you so much, Nichole. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Cyndi Stevens, and she's going to jump in and give you some more valuable information.
Thanks, Pat. And so we're going to talk about together the product display, the actual booth itself. And so just like yourself, the most important thing that you need to do is have your clothes clean and looking nice. Your tablecloths need to be clean. They need to be ironed. They need to be a nice color without blotches and stains. You want to make sure that that area, that the first impression that somebody sees is a professional one. You want to keep it simple. I've done many booths, and I've gone over the board and gotten no bookings, and gone simple and gotten lots of bookings. So keep it as simple as humanly possible, because that will help you as far as being able to invite people to look at things, and people aren't overwhelmed if it's kept simple. Also, group things together, things that are the same. So if you have all the kids' products in one area, you have all your summer things in another area, maybe your coffee, your ice cream, and the popsicle maker we have now in another area. So just consider it to put alike things together. The next thing is have your favorite 1 or 2 power tools in the front and center, the 2 things that you love the most. For me, it's the rock crock and the double burner grill pan. Those are the 2 things in the front. That's what I talk about 90% of the time that I'm at any booth. So find out what things you're passionate about, and those are the things that are going to be front and center for you. Have your, be aware of the season for your venue. For example, if it's in a holiday event, maybe you're not going to focus so much on your your summer things. You're going to focus more on your entertaining items. So be aware of your the venue as far as what the season is and what the venue is. If the venue is more geared towards a male clientele, then have your barbecue tools, have your power tools that, have things that they're going to enjoy and like. If it's a women's expo, well, then make sure you have things that deal with family as well in that area. Okay, so also then the biggest controversy I think we have in this area, and you'll find this across the board, is whether or not to have cash and carry items. This is a personal preference. My personal preference is no, I don't do it. My goal, my mission, my passion, and my desire at that vendor event is to book parties. I can sell products at any party I go to, so that's not a problem selling products. I want to get to know people, and I want to book them for a party, whether that's helping them get whatever item they're talking about free. That's the goal. So you need to make that decision yourself, but I would definitely, if you do decide to do any cash and carry, make sure that you have it small, little, tiny items that maybe somebody wouldn't want to pay the shipping on one little mini mix and scraper. Okay, so the most important thing that you can do in this vendor event is follow up. The fortune is always in the follow up. So now that you spent all these many hours on your feet and you've talked to hundreds of people and you've gotten bunches and bunches of different drawing slips, what do you do with all that? Well, hopefully during the day you've made little notes and you've jotted down notes about different people on the backs of your drawing slips, so it kind of jogs your memory. And then you can send everybody a quick little text or phone message or Facebook message. You definitely need to follow up within the first 24 hours. Every 24 hours that you go beyond the first 24 hours, your chances of booking a party or working with that person goes down dramatically. So that 24 hours is vital. And then go through all your drawing slips and let each person tell you, and let each person know that they are your drawing winner. I always felt uncomfortable saying that everybody was a winner because I didn't want, so the way that I've always said it was, you're one of my booth prize winners. That way, I'm not saying they're the only one, they are one of my booth prize winners. And that's always made me feel comfortable because that's the truth. So make sure you're following up with these people because if you don't, all that time and money and energy you spent will have been for naught. So Julie, I'm glad to see you back. And she's going to cover a wonderful segment for you about whether you should be doing a demo at these vendor events or not. So go for it.
Okay, yes, my computer shut down on me for a second, so I had to reboot. So I'm back again, the joys of computers. Okay, so I'm going to circle back to being actually at the vendor event. And so this segment is demo or not to demo. And again, this is a personal preference. And you guys, some of the newer consultants that might be viewing this training, you may not have a lot of products that you feel comfortable demoing at a vendor event. Some of us that have been around for a really long time, we have everything under the sun. So we have lots of products to demo. I did not demo products when I first started doing vendor events and craft fairs, and I have just recently started doing that, and I'm telling you, I think it's great. I think it gets people excited and it brings people over when they see something happening at your table. They see some action going on over there. They see other people sort of looking around going, oh, what is happening over at that table? And they sort of wander their way over there. You want to have people around your table to create an excitement, to create an atmosphere, to have an energy that is there. So first things you want to do about, with a demo is figure out if it's something that you're comfortable doing or not. B, you want to make sure that it's okay. So when you're asking your coordinator of the event some questions, ask them, is it okay if I demo a few products? I'm not going to be serving food. I don't always serve food, but if you wanted to make like a salsa in the manual food processor, you want to make sure you know what the guidelines are for that vendor event. Sometimes they have health code that they need to keep and they don't want you to serve anything. So we want to make sure we know those answers before you go ahead and demo. But I like to create a little schedule, either on a dry erase board or a chalkboard, when you're going to do live demos. So it could be on the hour, it could be on a half an hour. So if your vendor event is from 9 to noon, then you may demo at 10, 11, and 12. Or you may demo on the half an hour. So, you know, a variety of different things that you can use. Our manual food processor is great. You can just get a couple of peppers, very inexpensive. I wouldn't stay away from onions. They smell really bad, but get some peppers. I already would have those cut, so you're not using sharp tools like your knives and things like that. You can keep them on the cool and serve tray, and that's another way you can demo a product, or keep them fresh on the cool and serve tray. And then just do 1 or 2 little peppers as your demo, as you're talking about the manual food processor. I love my manual food processor. It makes a lot of noise when you use it, and that's going to get people excited, and they're going to go, oh, what is she doing over at that table? You want to get people around your table, okay? Another great product to demo is the Veggie Spiralizer. Veggie Spiralizer is so easy to demo. Take a couple of potatoes. You're not going to eat them. You don't have to peel them. Nobody cares what they look like. Slice the top and the bottom off before. Have a little bag of potatoes there and spiralize them right on one of our mats. Now, here's a couple of recommendations if you're going to do a live demo at a vendor event. A, you want to make sure that you have little plastic bags that you can dump the vegetables in, because potatoes get really ugly really fast. You can eat the peppers, I mean, if you want. I mean, they're healthy for you, but you want to have some place to keep that under the table, out of the way, so people are not seeing that food byproduct after it's done. I also recommend bringing just a little container of wipes, little kitchen wipes, you know, like the little bacterial ones, so that you can wipe down the products in between each demo and the cutting board, so that, to Cindy's point and Pat's point, everything looks nice and clean and crisp and ready for the next demo. Okay, some other things that you can do, take the rolling pin or the baker's roller with some Play-Doh on the mats, especially if there are events that have a lot of kids, family friendly, emoji cookie cutters. You can do, you know, all kinds of really cool things. Around that, you want to have stuff like the pancake blender and the little shapes now and things of that nature. You're thinking in grouping. What am I going to do to get these kids over there? Get the kids playing with that product as you're talking to the parents about, you know, booking a show and all of that good stuff over there, okay? It really draws everybody there, and that's really what you want to get. Our goal here is that customer interaction. Create that interest with your customers, okay? If they see you working with somebody else, they're going to go, oh, you know what, she or he is really good with people. That might be a nice connection to get them, you know, into my home for an in-home party, okay? So demo or not demo, completely up to you. I think, you know, we demo for a living. That's the way I look at it. We demo for a living. We go to our parties and we demo, right? I mean, that's what we do. We might as well take that into our vendor events and our craft fairs, you know, and that sort of thing. Always get permission. It's better for them to know what your plan is ahead of time when you're talking to the coordinator. So some other quick tips, please smile. I didn't smile for ages because I didn't like my smile. I have this little goofy tooth over here that just never grew all the way down. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. I just never liked my smile. So I very rarely smile. I very rarely smile in pictures. I very rarely did. Get over it. We have to smile. Your smile is your greatest asset. It means that you're excited and you're happy, and people want to be around somebody that's smiling and excited and happy, okay? This is drawing attention to your table. We have to smile. Make sure you're staying off your phone. Please, please, and pretty please, stay off your phone. There's nothing more frustrating than walking by and seeing somebody do this. I want nothing to do with that person. I want to see them. I want to feel their energy. Stay off your phone, okay? It's really important. Greet people by asking if they would like a recipe or a mini catalog. Compliment them and engage in conversation, okay? Remember, we are in a service-based business. All 4 of us have said that at some point in this training. We are in a service-based business. We really need to get a relationship going with that person over there. Here's a really cool tip. Speak to all the vendors around you. They're sometimes your best business. And if they don't buy from you, here's the other thing that they'll give you is information on where those other vendor events are. So like Nichole was talking in the beginning about where to find them. Some of these vendors, this is all they do. They're not in-home like we are. We are in-home. Vendor events are a side event for us to get contacts, but a lot of these other vendors, this is all they do. They travel to different vendor events and they know where all of them are. Get to know them. It's really important that you build that relationship, because chances are you will see them again. And you want to have a good rapport with them when you see them again, okay? If possible, please don't sit down unless you absolutely positively have to. People that are sitting down behind a table are less inviting. And that's statistically proven. Psychologically, somebody that's sitting down behind a table is sending out the message they don't really want to talk to you. It's true. It's true. Now, I know medically sometimes we get tired, and Pat, you touched on it with having comfortable shoes, and this is where we were going with that when she said that. But if you can, stand up. Sometimes I won't even take a chair. Or if they provide me a chair, I have one of my flyers, like I have my recruiting one behind me, I have one of my posters on the chair. So I just don't sit down. I don't sit down much anyway. I'm kind of antsy like that. But you want to stand up. You want to be approachable. You want to be somebody that they can talk to. And rather than saying, excuse me, if somebody has to do that because you're sitting down or you're on your phone, then you've lost a customer. So we always want to look at it through their eyes, okay? What do they see? You're more approachable when you're standing, and that is absolutely true. So I'm going to send it over to Nichole for another really quick tip, and then we're going to close it up here shortly. So Nichole, it's all about you right now.
All right. So another thing, here's a big way that we call, let me rephrase this. Here's an awesome way that you can get bookings right then and there at the vendor events. It works like a charm every time. I take multiples of these bags along, and they're called now and later bags, okay? All you do is you can put something really nice on the front of the bag here. What's on the front of this bag is a whipped cream maker. Make it a newer product. This is an older bag, but you can take something along with something on the front of it. This is what they're going to get at their party, so that's the later. But what they're going to take with them from the vendor event. In here I have a Season's Best cookbook and a seasoning buried down in here. So they'll have, maybe you can have like a seasoning and a Season's Best cookbook, or a Season's Best cookbook and maybe a citrus peeler or something like that. So something really simple that they can take along with them, because that's what they're getting right then and there when they leave. That's why it's called the now and later bags. And they're going to be able to take this with them, and then you'll add this to their host order. Now, there's a little secret that I'll tell everybody. You're not going to pay $25 for this whipped cream maker, because you're going to put it on the host order. So it might end up costing you $18, $19, somewhere in the mix of that, give or take a little bit, because it goes on the host discount of your 20, 25, and 30% off. So this is a great booking benefit. Take multiples, go out into the dollar store. I got these at the Dollar Tree, and you can get like 3 of them in a set for $1. And then get yourself some old Season's Best cookbooks and put them in there, or you can put new ones in, or whatever you want to put in. And then make the bag look appealing on the outside so that they know what they're going to get at their party when they host their show on the specific date that they put down. Now, they do not get to take this with them unless they booked the date on your calendar right then and there at the show. Or if you're doing Facebook shows, you can offer that as well if you want to. Totally up to you on how you offer these now and later bags. I do them for Facebook shows, and I do them for cooking shows as well. So something to really think about, to be able to get some bookings right at the actual event itself. What I always tell all of my team members, and you guys are going to be watching this as well, is I tell them take as many bags along as you can possibly think of that you would like to get bookings for. So if you want 20 bookings, take 20 bags along. If you want 5 bookings, take 5 bags along. Take as many as you can think of, that how many bookings in your mind you would like in the future. So take the bags along with you to the events. So something cute somebody else came up with. I can't take full credit for it, but these bags do work, and they're amazing. All right, I'm going to hand it back over to Julie.
Okay, so real quick, another thing you're going to get asked at a lot of these events is a lot of times people that come to craft fairs and vendor events, they don't really want to pay shipping. And so sometimes we're not sure how to answer those questions when they say, well, why, I can buy something there, I can buy something here, why do I have to pay shipping, blah, blah, blah. We would rather give you some words to use and some opportunities that you can offer to them when it comes to the shipping. So the first thing I say to them is, well, unfortunately, shipping is a necessary evil in this business. What shipping does is it actually secures your warranty on that product. So when you buy that product, your name goes into our own home office database, and it's saved in there because you have paid to have it shipped straight to you. That way, if something should happen to that product, they can find it in the home office database and replace it for you. If I just had a stone here and you bought it off of me for full value price and you went out into the parking lot and it broke, you're out of luck. There's no warranty on that product. So it's really to the customer's advantage that they pay for that shipping. It saves their warranty. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? It's just one of those things. People they don't always like to pay for it. Any vendor event, if they are purchasing an order, we want to make sure you're putting it in as a direct ship anyway, so it goes straight to them, or an individual order, so it goes straight to them. Now, I will offer, and again, these are just things that we do collectively. You guys can decide if you want to do that as well. I do offer free shipping on any orders over $75. And I will pay the shipping for them because I feel like if they're going to spend $75 at a craft fair or a vendor event with me, I will pay their shipping for them. It's just something I choose to do. You guys don't have to do it, but I do choose to do that, and I do advertise that as well. Now, if they're willing to spend $75, they're also willing to book a party. Because chances are they're not getting everything they want, they're just getting what they need. And that's the difference there. You want to ask them about that as well. So this is what you need right now. Tell me what else you'd like. And that's a lead in to start talking to them about the upcoming host specials whenever your vendor event might happen to happen. So the shipping is necessary. It does secure that warranty for them on their products, and all of our products have a warranty and a guarantee. The only ones that you cannot return are the seasonings. Any food item cannot be returned. That's why those are easy for cash and carry. That's why those are easy for those now and later bags, because they're non-negotiable anyway. They cannot send them back. There's no warranty on them. And that's for obvious reasons, okay, because nothing can be tampered with them. All right, so I'm going to send it over to Pat to go ahead and start wrapping this up for you. And she's going to talk to you about what do you do at the end of an event. So go ahead, Pat.
Thank you, Julie, and thank you guys for sticking it out with us. And that is just going to take me right into this end segment. Just like you sat and watched this entire video, you need to stay at this vendor event until the very, very end. There is nothing worse than a person that's coming through an event seeing somebody packing up their stuff like they're ready to get out of Dodge. No, we are customer service-based people, and therefore we need to be there for our customers. If that event says 9 to 5 and you committed to 9 to 5, you do not leave before 5 o'clock. And I'm going to tell you a personal experience. The very last person that comes through that booth may have been across the way and realized, oh my goodness, I need to see Pampered Chef. You would be surprised at how many people are last minute that come through. So you must be there. If you are doing this, then you need to commit to what you're doing. And your event coordinators, remember them. They spend a lot of time and effort and probably have a little bit of aggravation, not with Pampered Chef people because we're organized and we do what we need to do, but with other vendors, and we want to be sure to thank them. And we want to be sure to make sure that they have a great impression of us. So the next time they have an event, they remember to invite us back. I think that was touched upon earlier tonight, but I think it's really important to reiterate that. We are, we're going to get invited back if we're likable people. If they say, oh my gosh, I'm never going to invite that one back again, that's obviously not what we want. So, just keep in mind that that's what we need to do. So again, thank you guys for sticking it out all the way. I'm going to turn it right back over to Cindy so we can wrap up, and hope you all have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Thanks again.
All right, Pat, thank you so much. So we're going to follow up with one last thing, and that's just to remind you about following up with all of those bookings and all of those leads that you got. How that is so important. We just wanted to make sure that we reminded you one more time how important it was to follow up with everybody, and then also to check those drawing slips over before the person leaves to make sure that you've noted. How is best to contact them? Is it best to text them or to Facebook message them or whatever? Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. This has been a wonderful evening, and we appreciate the fact that you have invested your time with us and invested your time for your business.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
thank you,
guys.
Thank you. Have a good night. I hope this helps. Bye.